What? Oh! Right! Damn it!
You can open a crafting menu by tapping I, and then... Joking.
I do not have a crafting menu.
Yeah.
Low-key, I wanted it to be there, so I pressed I as well. I want to build stuff.
Okay, boys. So, first and foremost, obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, right? I am here. I will answer any questions that you have. I'm going to teach you guys technical skills, as well as just fundamental combat skills. A few ground rules when it comes to our unit, both in expectations and values. First and foremost is to respect everyone, no matter what, right? Fully working UCMJ. A court system, so take it up the ranks. If you have a problem, don't start fights. Next, we value teamwork, friendship and cooperation. Obviously none of this works without a functioning communication system, and even less so without a functioning team, right? So if I'm a squad lead and I'm like, hey guys, let's push southwest, and yeah, Sabotage, you decide to go northwest, and Wahid, you decide to take a swim in the ocean, this unit and what we stand for fails, right? Next, we respect the ranks and obey orders, right? So, Wahid, if you're ever a squad lead and I hop in to join your game, I will treat you like a squad lead regardless of my rank. Our Discord server's ranks do not reflect our in-game status. Next, and the final part of our core values is when using 5BCT or bandofbrothers.gg related titles or tools even, you are representing the entire unit and community. So be an adult, use common sense, understand your duties and limits and responsibilities, or ask an officer if you're in doubt, okay? We don't expect much from you guys, but pretty much don't be a dick. It's like the that's a pretty solid ground rule, I think. So for instance, in squad we have a whitelist. In a sister community, if I see you guys doing like team kills and stuff, you will be reprimanded and you will lose your whitelist privilege. So take it seriously, treat it with care, right? You guys enlisted, and we understand that we're trying to achieve like a military simulation and get a good experience. 50 versus 50 trained people with full understanding of tactics, full war rooms, everything, okay? Any questions on what I've said so far?
Nope, everything's clear.
Beautiful. Next, in Hell Let Loose, the team's goal is to capture objectives, defend strong points, and take ground. Your commanding officer will, for instance, myself or Shady, we will talk with our commanding officer, the commander, to dictate where he wants what squad and where he wants what squad to do, right? So we as Baker might be sent on a defensive mission, while Abel is sent on a mission to hunt down a logistics vehicle, right? We try and play with the ranks, just as you guys respect us as squad leaders, we squad leaders respect the commander. This is his chessboard, we are the pieces, okay? Do you have any questions on Hell Let Loose, how the game modes work?
Oh, I actually catch the grip.
Okay, doesn't help you ask me either way. I play squad, not Hell Let Loose.
Well, let's go.
Okay, so lesson 1, chapter 1, basic infantry training. Lesson 1 should be the fundamentals of infantry tactics. What I'm going to try to do here is to introduce you to the fundamentals, and the fundamentals being the infantry's primary role, which is close combat, embodied by the infantry ethos, follow me, okay? First and foremost, situations. A situation, pretty much, is each combat scenario is unique. The individual should understand the larger military purpose and how his actions and decisions might affect the outcome of those large operations. If you, let's say Sabotage, are the medic, and your team's busy taking fire, right? Like out here in the open field where we are, really shit place to be. The situation is pretty bad because you need to come fetch us, you need to come help us. But if you don't pop smoke, you're gonna also go down and the enemy will take this beach. So by looking at that situation, popping smoke and then trying to help people up, you're improving the overall situation, right?
Yeah.
So think about things like this. If our logistics vehicles are in danger, think about maybe reinforcing them, or you want a road. That's a good situation. Maybe change up the formation you're using to better allow the mobility of those vehicles. Okay? Nice. Second, combat power. So combat power in definition is pretty much the unit or any soldier's ability to fight. Okay? So there are three things, Sabotage and Wahid. There are three things that dictate how much combat power you or your unit has. Okay? The first is firepower. What sort of weapon do you have? Is it semi-automatic, bolt action, belt fed? That's the first thing, right? So, in our case, right, Wahid, just off the bat, right, do I or you have more combat power if we were to start shooting at these guys around us?
Which one are you?
I'm this guy.
Okay. You would have significantly more because yours is an automatic weapon. I'd be fine.
Right, okay. Second thing that we need to look at is mobility, right? Do I have legs or do I have wheels? Do I have tracks, right? These
Pretty
things.
sure you have legs.
Yeah, I've got legs, right? So, with that said, right, a Jeep has more combat power than a lone soldier because it's got a mounted machine gun, which is belt fed, and it can move a lot further and a lot faster than what I can as an infantry. The third point to think about is protection, right? How well am I secured versus how well can I defend myself? That's why I always say the things in the battlefield that have the highest combat power are tanks and aircraft. Really hard to hit, or if they're not hard to hit, they're really hard to get through their defensive lines, right? Tanks also have three different guns. Both the driver, in real life, the driver, the gunner, and the commander would have weapons. In Hell Let Loose, only, I believe, the driver and gunner have weapons. Something to think about. If you're a lone man, just an infantryman, as you are right now, Sabotage, would you be able to fight a tank?
Of course not.
Okay, so it's a shit situation. Your combat power is not enough to overcome the enemy's combat power. Therefore, what do?
I fall back.
Exactly, you get that out. That's the best situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys have any questions on combat power?
Are there any disadvantages to having an automatic weapon?
Yeah, for instance, you guys will be able to hit targets way like over there a lot easier than what I would. Because my bullets spread out a lot more than semi or bolt action weapons do. I think SMGs also actually have a lot more bullet drop. I could be wrong, but I feel like they have bullet drop in this game. Where rifles just, to me, feel like they absolutely don't.
they definitely made it that way that you with the bolt gun can engage further. You'll find yourself not playing the same role you drop in. You need to redeploy and adapt to the gameplay, you know? So if we're pushing maybe something close quarter, you want to go for the automatic weapon or a shotgun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically we have to use everything the games offer in our advantage.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and be creative, yeah.
Let's talk about ES2, which is my absolute favorite thing of any wartime effort. Which is one, every soldier is a sensor, right? So, what does that mean? Sabotage, give me eyes north, Wahid, eyes south.
Wait, fuck.
Okay, beautiful. Now, Sabotage, let's say something... I'm gonna ping something, but you guys keep eyes where you're looking. Okay, Wahid, can you see what I just pinged from your Overwatch position? No. Okay, beautiful. What this teaches us, right, pretty much, is that I only have eyes that face forward, and yes, I can turn, and yes, I can look around and see things, but my teammates also have eyes, ears, and pinging tools of their own, right? So if I don't hear a tank because I'm busy shooting at some infantry, right, or I'm really dug in by artillery or something, if you, Wahid, for example, sees an enemy position, it is your duty to ping it with middle mouse button and to call
Middle
it
mouse
out.
button, and what would it be? Moving, observing, attacking, defending,
Just click,
sorry.
just
Click it, yeah. Click it fast.
Oh, okay.
Try it now,
Yeah.
if you want.
Yeah, there we go.
Next. Combinations are pretty much we're trying to maximize complementary and reinforcing effects to create dilemmas. I'll touch on that soon. Neither movement nor fire are exclusively decisive. However, combined fire and maneuver win fights. Okay, what does this mean? If I am, let's all face north quick. If, let's say there's a full enemy squad over there, right? If I just move, like trying to outflank them, what's gonna happen is, yeah, maybe they can't hit me, maybe they can't get a good, like, range on me, but I'm also not shooting, right? So I'm not suppressing them. There's nothing stopping them from getting that good view on me. Now let's say we stop here, we stand here and we just keep shooting at them. Oh, now what's happening is they can hone in on our location, they can ping us, and we're not moving, right? So we're easy targets. Okay, so what do we want to do? Fire and maneuver, right?
Yeah,
That's why we always operate, yeah, we operate in teams of 2, right? That's why element is a minimum of 2 people. One shoots, one moves. One suppression element, one maneuvering element. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, next. Let's quickly, on that same topic, talk about reinforcing and complementary effects. As I mentioned before, and before we touch on dilemmas and go into fire and maneuver, we need to try and think about what effect we're having on an enemy, right? Now, unfortunately, I can't suppress you guys because we're allies, or because we're on the same team. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about an effect, right? So an effect is any psychological change that I'm bringing to a target, right? So be that I'm making you run, I'm making you hunker down in place, I'm changing your ability to fight into one that is unable to fight, right? I'm not necessarily killing you, but it might be like I'm forcing you to take cover. I'm forcing you to move back from where you are, right? These are effects. Next, we have what's called reinforcing and complementary effects. Reinforcing means more of the same, right? So in this case, if Shady shoots at you, right, and if I put my rifle with also just shooting at you guys, it's not gonna bring, you'll be suppressed by Shady, but you'll also be suppressed by me, right? 2 of the same types of things. You can reinforce tanks. If you're moving alongside the tank is shooting with its like machine guns, and you're also laying hate with your rifles, that's a reinforcing effect. There's no change to target, it's more of the same. Okay, any questions on reinforcing effects? Well, first and foremost, Shady, open fire. Suppress targets if you can.
Not feeling very suppressed.
Yeah, we're not surprised. Yeah.
No? Ah,
I know
fuck.
how it feels, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll actually get an effect where the screen is shaking, everything is getting like...
right.
Yeah, so you can't
yeah,
actually
Yeah,
shoot.
in fuzzy
Yeah.
for you, it's like you are under a real machine gun.
Yeah. Okay, next is complementary effects, right? So given what I just said about reinforcing effects, Sabotage, can you tell me what a complementary effect might be?
Yeah, let's say Shady is shooting on us. We are trying to escape or something, you are throwing the grenades on us.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Exactly. Reinforcing effects, more of the same. Complementary effects, I'm adding some spice to the food, right? Yes, bullets work, but you know what works better than bullets? Hand grenades by your feet, right? A tank deploying its main gun on objective, artillery hitting your position while we're advancing on you. These are all complementary effects. They're causing either a different effect on you, or they're making the current effect on you a hell of a lot worse. Which brings us neatly to dilemmas. A dilemma is any time that I give you an option, I want to make sure that option has, both options I give you are terrible options, right? I'm giving you 2 equally bad options, right? So, I'll put it this way. Let's say Shady... Sorry?
Sophia's choice.
Yeah.
You either run out and get shot or get blown up by the grenade next to your feet.
Exactly. That's what we try and do in every firefight. Any questions on dilemmas?
It's pretty clear.
Okay, beautiful. Let's quickly practice fire maneuver. The most basic dilemma is a flank, typically with reinforcing effects. What we're gonna do is, just for this, I'm gonna stand here, pretend to be your frontal attacker, and Shady will outflank you to try and shoot from enfilade. Any questions before we start?
Are we supposed to shoot back or?
No, it's just for movement, just so you can see.
Okay.
So on Shady, you can go 3, 2, 1 now.
Set.
Beautiful. Okay, boys. Look at where Shady is.
Yeah, he kills us.
Okay. Is there anywhere? Okay, obviously you can run behind like this cover. But had this been a open field or anything like that, honestly, even the cover I don't think is really too effective for you.
No, it's not at all.
You'll notice that nowhere along your cover that you've chosen, Shady, go back to where you were from enfilade. Nowhere in this cover is safe from bullets, right? It's safe from one direction, but Shady is actually shooting into your area of safety. So you'll need to break contact, and therefore yet again you're alleviating my front line, which means I can start pushing up more, which means more direct suppression. He can more easily hunt you guys down. And you're getting suppressed from 2 different angles, if not killed, right?
Yeah.
Another important thing to remember is that under no circumstance, if we are all, let's say, lined up here looking south, in no circumstance do we want to be at Shady's point like this, where he can pull the trigger once and kill all of us. Okay? This is what we call depth and dispersion, right? We want a good spread. If artillery were to hit sabotage, right? If I get blown up, I'm way too close, right? So I want to be like, this should be like the standard for formation distance. Super spread out, unless I absolutely have to get closer to him. Any questions?
No, that's pretty clear.
That's pretty clear.
Beautiful. Time, myself and Shady will be your suppression element. We will fire as you move. Okay?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, contact front, north 30 meters, infantry.
Ah, fuck.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
You ran into my fire.
Yeah, it was a ricochet.
Hang on.
No, that's man.
Sorry, man.
I was just redeploying.
Okay. Well, to both of you guys, Sabotage and Wahid, good use of obstructions, right? Or good use of solid cover instead of just concealment. A very important thing to note is how well can the enemy counter what you're doing. We'll talk more about this in follow through, but for right now, the best course of action is to try and think, how will that guy be able to kill me? And then do pretty much the opposite of that, right? So if I can put like buildings between me and him on my flanking route, awesome. If I can't, I try and hide myself through like bushes and stuff like that. We need to talk quickly about the 4 critical functions, the 4 Fs of any fight. The 4 Fs are what should be ticking through your head like a computer. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. The first F is find the enemy. Okay. Obviously, if it sounds pretty self-explanatory. Oh yeah, okay. I see some dude to the north, right? Finding the enemy is not just about you seeing him, but about letting the squad know where he is, and ultimately me passing it up the chain of command to other squad leaders, right? So how do we say this? Hey, yeah, I got 1 times enemy on my ping, 30 meters out, 1 infantryman north. Right?
Yeah.
Typically,
Enemy
I'll say,
camper.
yeah, beautiful, exactly.
Kill the one on the right.
Yeah, that lets the entire squad know what we're looking at, right? So first and foremost, Wahid, choose something and mark it or call it out. Remember what you're seeing, the direction, and how far.
Okay. One enemy, 20 degrees north and 43 meters away.
Copy that.
When it comes to calling out like bearings or directions, keep in mind that the bearings, for instance, if I say bearing 307, will be different for every one of us, right? Unless we're super close together, right?
Yeah.
So use bearings if you're like in a recon team, or if you're in a machine gun team, or even if you're just an element. You know, you're about to go through a door. Me and Shay or Sabotage, cool, I'm together. Hey, dude, there's some dude up there bearing 287 by that bunker.
287.
Boom. Yeah, right. Next. Sabotage. Call out the artillery, please.
Enemy artillery right in front of us.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Not anymore.
Ceasefire. Something to keep in mind is that as we get like closer together, we change from having general observation to having specific observation, right?
Yeah.
For instance, if we're all together, if I say, hey dudes, lots of enemy teams coming out of the boats, where's that gonna be?
There.
Yeah, it's a real genius to not know where the boats are.
Yeah.
Right, the boats will never be like up the hill behind us, unless it's like Noah's Ark by some act of God. So when we're close, we can call out things like that, like hey, by the sandbags, by the artillery pieces.
Yeah,
You know,
or
we'll
right
use
in
a ping.
front of you, or behind you, or on the left.
Yeah, still a ping, but keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
Everyone understands what the hell's going on. Typically, we'll all understand where the sort of firefight's going on. Yeah. Next, fix the enemy. You remember what I said about effects? Fixing the enemy pretty much means we're keeping him in place by applying a reinforcement or complementary effect to him, right? So, hey, enemy to our front, suppressing.
Pressing.
Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful Sabotage, beautiful, beautiful. Immediately moving up with me, beautiful. Okay, that's fixing him, right? We're hoping to lock him down so that he can't run away. Shady, you'll see, has immediately taken up a lying position. So if that guy decides to run out toward the northwest, Shady's gonna kill him immediately, right?
Yeah.
Myself and Sabotage, we were flanking toward the northeast, so we were gonna get the enfilade fire on him. And then Wahid obviously was laying hate into the direct frontal line, which means he can't pop out and shoot at us. Third F, finish him, right?
Finish him.
Pretty damn straightforward, right? Yeah. Yeah. The aim here is to kill the enemy or the opposition that we have.
I thought we were here to make friends.
Yeah. Keep in mind that finishing an enemy can be killing him, incapacitating him, or removing his ability to fight. Right? So for instance, a tank that has its main gun destroyed or whatever technically doesn't really count as a combatant anymore. It can't do anything to us.
To run us over.
Yeah, it can run us over, sure. In real life, if an enemy's weapon is destroyed, they can't fight anymore. Therefore, they're finished, okay? And then the final function is the follow through, right? Follow through pretty much means don't get tunnel vision, look around, see what the hell's going on. Is anyone trying to outflank us, cause us a dilemma? Is your weapon reloaded and fully stocked? Do we have security? Who's injured? That sort of thing. Okay. So, as I said, 4 basic functions. I see him. I found him. Guys, north. 1 times enemy contact, 30 meters. Okay, I found him. Next, I fix him. I shoot, I engage, I keep him there. While I'm fixing him, I'm also finishing him, right? I'm moving up, I'm creating distance to him. Throwing complimentary, yeah, beautiful, frag out. I try and close the distance while the frag's being sent. Nice. Nice. Okay. There, I finished him, right? Next, I regroup to everyone. I lie down, I listen. No contacts.
Clear.
We're clear. Okay, and we move on to our next objective. That makes sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Sabotage, can you give me the second F, please?
Fix.
Beautiful, beautiful. Meaning?
Meaning we have to suppress the enemy so
Yeah,
we
nice.
can move on.
Yeah, hold him in place. Stop him from doing what he wants to do. Wahid, give me the 4th F, please.
1, 2, 3. So, follow through.
Yes, exactly. Okay, explain follow through to me.
Don't get tunnel visioned. Look around. Be aware of your surroundings and think about what you're going to do next.
Yeah, in CQB it's stop, listen, smell. Or stop, look, listen, smell. We get down, try and figure out what the hell's going on around us. We smell in real life warfare. The reason we smell is because enemies eat different food to us. They use different soap to us. Which means we'll be able to sometimes, if you're in like thick jungle, you'll be able to smell like things like smoke. You'll be able to smell the curry or the cumin, whatever they eat, right?
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Like in my country, we use a lot of herbs, for instance. So you might smell like it smells a bit more like a garden when our people are close.
Okay.
Things like that. Where in your country it might be a lot more urban, a lot more like processed foods.
It's chavapi, chavapi.
We have a lot of workers from Nepal and Bangladesh, so now we have
Now we
the
mixed.
smell of curry. So if you have to fight against them, just follow
That's
the
not
curry
serious.
smell.
We'll quickly talk about how structured and responsibilities work here in HLL. So each platoon contains 50 soldiers, right? Divided into squads of 6 to 12 soldiers or sections of 24 soldiers. Squads can then be divided into teams where the minimum is 2 elements or 2 people in an element comprised of a buddy system, right? So in squads in Hell Let Loose are 6 soldiers. Split into teams, they can be 3 and 3, 2, 2 and 2, or 4 and 2. Each team must have a team leader, right? So what this means is, as a squad leader, I typically will have the machine gunner with me. Reason for this being that I can tell him where to shoot, where to engage. Hey, yeah, give me a heavy fire left side of that boat. Wahid, sabotage, flank right. Right. Yeah, not now, but it gives us a very good. It gives us a very good idea, so I can tell him exactly where I need you guys to move. I can tell him exactly where I want his cone of fire focused, because he's gonna get tunnel vision on shooting people, right? Where I'm trying to look around at, okay, where's gonna be the most effective place for that heavy fire, right?
Yeah.
Next, the reason why we don't ever have one person in an element, sabotage. Let's say you're fighting 4 guys, right? Remember what I said about every soldier is a sensor, right? You only have so many senses and so many things that you can take in, so many stimulus you can take in at the same time. If you don't have a buddy, you're gonna die alone, right? You're gonna hit a mine that you didn't see because you were scanning rooftops. You're gonna run onto a killing field because you didn't think of a what do you call it? because your buddy couldn't help you like outflanking it. All these things are all realistic, and that's why we always want a buddy system. Your buddy is also directly responsible for your safety. If you go down in real life, it would be Wahid's job, for example, to pop smoke and pull you out of the line of fire.
Yeah.
And does the game let you do that?
No, in this game, typically you'll die immediately, and only the medic has the ability to pick you up or to revive you. In squad, however, shameless plug, you can, as anyone, can drag people out the way. You can even drag enemies, if you so want to do.
Nice.
Okay, lads, unfortunately, we are almost done with this thing, but I need to go. The only thing really left is movement, but I'll let Merps take that one up. It's basically formations.
Copy that.
Okay.
Alright, boys.
There's
Okay, I will mark you guys down